Hey everybody, how you doing? I have some good news for you, and what are my settings at? So wait, oh, I clicked something. What did I click? Pant legs, my legs are on. Oh, I accidentally quit the game. Let's try this again. Hey, how's it going everybody? Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play series. So I have some good news for you guys today, and I have some bad news for you. I'm going to tell you the good news first, okay? Here we go. So you remember the door? Last time we tried to go through the door, it jammed, right? And it took like 30 seconds to open. But when we tried to open it, there was nothing there. It was terrible. Remember that? Oh, so many of you guys felt left down. I know. I feel bad about that. But today, I have fixed the door. It is working properly. But the bad news is there's nothing here. I think there was an explosion in the facility and left this giant crater in the mountain. And yeah, it's almost unrecognizable anymore. No other explanation for it. I know, I feel bad. I guess we're going to have to rebuild. All right, everybody. So what are we doing here today? What is our plan? I thought this might help you to understand a little bit better. Like, check this out over here. This is a device that shoots items. It's kind of like wireless item transfer, although the timing seems to have been messed up. It used to very consistently, though, shoot items about 20 or 30 blocks into this hopper over here. It's a cool little device, and as far as I know, I might have built it at the Amplified base, I can't remember, but this is like my only reference copy of this in existence. It doesn't exist on the wiki or anywhere else, I don't think, so if I tear this down, it's gone forever. Or if a creeper blows it up, it's gone. Yeah. So it's kind of a cool little thing. And I've got lots of little redstone devices like this in memory or I've built in the past and I don't really remember. It would be cool if we had a spot in our world where we could keep these and I can reference them later if I need to. And if you guys ever download the world, you can check it out nice and easily as well. So I would kind of want to build like a redstone museum. It's been an idea of mine for a little while, and we're gonna build it in that spot over there, I think. For the longest time, we used to do our redstone right over here. We would come up to this spot and start designing, you know. Then the horses moved in here. There's water all around. Mobs come out of the forest constantly and attack me. Oh, I see an invisible mob. It's a spider. So it's not exactly an ideal spot to do redstone, and also the ground's only like 2 blocks thick in places, which poses a problem. Yeah. So, like, this has been here for at least a year, I'm sure. And then if we go over here, oh, I messed that up. I have a hard time taking off here with the elytra wings because there's so many trees around. It's actually a bit of an issue. Because if I do take off, I just crash right into one of them. Yeah, like right there. I would have gotten off the ground, but nope. And you remember the other day we did that minecart stuff. This was like the only other open field I had where I could do redstone, and now it's filled up. And I'm not quite ready to tear that down yet because I might want to reference it for a future episode here. But something that was suggested a lot over time, and especially on the last episode, I'm not going to be able to take off. Not going to happen. There we go. Woohoo! Is that we build some sort of redstone room, and that's what we're going to start off here with this redstone museum, or the facility 2.0, whatever we're going to call it. There's a nice open area here. It's not a super exciting build. I basically just want to build a big square room where we can do redstone and have a nice flat surface, you know, that kind of thing. So, the explosion did a lot of work here. Oh, my aim sucks. It's not going to happen. Really? Oh, man. Through the magic of editing. Maybe I didn't set that up right. Here, let's do this. This is a good idea. I shot it, right? Oh, I should move. clear out a little bit more space, I brought some TNT here too. So yeah, basically I want a big square room here to do redstone. Maybe a 25 or so, 25 by 25 area. Oh, I just figured it out. I used the stone button because I wanted it to be hidden, you know, to be like a little secret. Oh, what's he doing? He's shooting the terrain for some reason. I just remembered you can't actually activate a stone button. You have to use a wooden button. Duh. Aha. I wanted to try. I don't know if I've ever done this. Oh, I got to use a firebow, right? It doesn't give it the highlight. I thought it would have. Interesting. So I'm using spectral arrows on the TNT, but it doesn't mark it. I don't think. No, it doesn't. I think I finally realized the trick with the new skeletons. Like, I can pretty much dodge him 100% if I just hold left or right. Unless he's walking forward a lot, then he might hit me. Like right now he's walking backwards. Now he's walking forward. He could possibly hit me if I don't back up as well. But otherwise, yeah, see, he was moving forward there, so he's able to hit me. He's moving backwards, he'll never hit me. But if he's moving forward and I move backwards, he'll never hit me either. Aha. Very interesting. Anyways, we have a 25 by 25 room dugout here. I think this is going to be good. I think it's going to be great for doing redstone. I'm going to keep the ground just as grass because I find working on dirt is wonderful when doing redstone, because if you ever have to dig, it's nice and easy. Yeah, like 100% he'll never hit you. Very interesting. Until you move in. Like once you close that distance, then he can hit you. So you have to like run in right after he shoots. Oh, it's nighttime here. Let's go sleep for a second. Also, check this out. If you are engaged in combat, they will sometimes walk into the sun. And if they're on fire, then they shoot flaming arrows. Which is a pretty cool thing. So now he'll shoot a flaming arrow at me. Aha. Alright. So over here, I don't know how important the looks are going to be with this whole redstone museum, but just so we're not looking at a stone wall here forever, I'm going to do a pretty simple pattern. So I got bone blocks, then red clay, bump back one block so it has a shadow on it. Otherwise it looks pretty plain. This kind of gives it a cool look when it has a shadow. And then you go forward with a bone block, and I might do the same thing repeated up here because I kind of need a tall wall for this room probably. So I'm going to do maybe RGB, red, green, blue. So do green, then bone block, then blue, and see what that looks like for a pattern. Nice and simple. Shouldn't take too long to do. Okay, so check it out, guys. We got it pretty much all done here. We got the red, green, blue going on. And this might not be one of my better builds. I'll see what you guys say about it, though. Might need to do some adjustments here. But I find it's a little crazy on the eyes, and I'm not exactly sure why. So then I tried to tone it down a bit, so we tried some other patterns. I got red, green, red, get rid of one of the colors, and then I tried red, red, red. But honestly, I almost find this is easier to look at. And I think the reason is because there's more to focus on. There's more colors. The problem is it's too uniform, this whole build, I'm pretty sure. Like, these are all perfectly evenly spaced apart. I just added these pillars in mainly to hide more lighting. So I got torches behind each of these, which helps to light up the wall and the floor a little bit. I also added some sea lanterns. So this will stop mobs from spawning. Probably going to add a glass ceiling on this as well. But, yeah. You know, we will be adding doors onto this room, though. Like, there might be a door here or something to go to another part of the Redstone Museum, and probably another one on that side. Go further into the mountain here. So it might not look all super uniform after I do that. And also, I think I'm going to add some chests with redstone supplies, maybe a bed, infinite water source. That kind of stuff would be nice as well, because you use that quite often when doing redstone. Yep, so we're definitely going to want to get a ceiling in here, otherwise it will rain inside, and that will get annoying. I made a little compartment area here for the chests and for my bed and that kind of stuff, just a little work area. So probably do something like this with the chests. So I want to always have some redstone on hand here, so I don't have to run around looking for it, like I do currently. Usually I keep it in my ender chest here, but not always. And maybe like a little bit of every type of block, like one stack of each of the types of clay, and that might be nice for this as well, for when we're designing stuff. Yeah, I brought my bed with me, so can go ahead and sleep here whenever it's nighttime. And I brought some water buckets. Maybe we will hide those, actually. Let's put it behind the ender chest here, if we can. Let's see. If we put water down here, is that going to be hidden? And then we'll put the red clay... No, I can't put the red clay back. Ooh. Could do something like that, though, and then put that back here. And then if we want to get water ever, you can still do it, but it's not, like, in your face, right? Yeah. So I might do that as well. Alright, cool, guys. So we pretty much got the redstone room all set up here. Got the ceiling on now. I used white glass. Might need to do some terraforming up there to make it look nicer later, but let's go ahead and give this a test run now. Let's design a redstone project together. So I got a couple supplies over here, not quite everything I want, but oh, I forgot hoppers. There's no hoppers. Darn it. Alright, we're missing hoppers, but otherwise I think we're pretty much stocked here. Yeah, let's design something here. This is an idea I've had for a little while for possibly, if I can get it to work here, one of the simplest counting devices you can possibly make in Minecraft. So what we're going to want to do is set up 9 lights. And if we can figure this out, it'll be pretty cool, I think. Let's see, let's get our stone brick. See, this is nice. It's almost like being in creative, because you have everything you need right on hand. Normally, I waste a lot of time looking for stuff. I didn't even grab any redstone. What am I doing here? That's kind of important. Did I grab the comparators? Yeah, I got the comparators. Good. Okay, so there is a trick I found out a long time ago, like back when the redstone update first came out, and I forgot about it for the longest time up until I made that armor stand game with Doc on the Hermitcraft server. I remembered the trick again, which is, again, a reason why the Redstone Museum would be nice here, because a lot of times I forget about stuff and I don't remember how to rebuild it later. I think this was the pattern, though. There's a cool thing you can do for displaying numbers in Minecraft. Let's see here. We're going to need items that don't stack, so I'm going to make a bunch of swords here to fill up the dropper. Alright, that should work. Put those in here. So every time there's one sword added, we want one more light to turn on is the idea. And if you position the redstone just right, you can make that happen. So we got 2 on, that's good. 3. Actually, if I have that just over there, you see at 2, it goes 3. We don't want that. We need it to go... This might need to be moved. See, this is why we need references. Because now I got to refigure this out. Okay, so I managed to figure it out here again. This is the redstone pattern. It's pretty simple. So it kind of does a zigzag back and forth over the redstone lamps here. And in one of these droppers, we have 9 swords. The other one's empty. And basically, they're facing each other. And this is a really cool, really simple way of doing a counting system. So whenever we press this button, it adds 1 to the display. And whenever we press this one, it subtracts. And the really cool thing about doing it this way is it's also super fast. Like you can make a counting system as quick as you want, really. Aha! So today what I want to try to do is take this idea and take it one step further. Can we make it so that when we get to the very end here, up to 9, the next time we press a button, it goes down to 0 and adds 1 to a display above that, so it represents the number 10, you know? Is that possible? How difficult would that be to do? Let's figure it out. Okay, so yeah, basically what we want to happen here is when this gets to the number 9, and this has no items left in the dropper when all the swords are into this one, and we add one more, obviously nothing's going to happen here because it's empty, but we want to then add 1 to the display above, and then reset this back down to 0, which it's actually a little bit tricky because it's going to be slow. Like, let's say, for example, we set up a comparator clock to do it, right? I'll show you the issue that'll come up with that. This sea lantern might not be the best choice, actually, because I can't put redstone on it. I just realized. Yeah, let's set up a comparator clock here, though. So basically, like, for example, 7-segment displays, I think the quickest ones of those are usually about, you can update them twice a second or so. With this, we would have an issue for sure. Like, we could only update it once every 2 seconds or so. Because watch how long it takes for this to count down again. You know, it's fast, but we need it to happen pretty much instantly. So that's our first challenge. Second challenge is we got to figure out when to add 1 to this. So how does it know we're at the number 9? Well, this is going to be empty. So if this comparator is off and we detect a button press, we should be able to do it with just an AND gate somehow here. No! Darn! You know, I thought this would be super simple if we could do something like this, but it doesn't quite work. In order for this redstone lamp to turn on and this torch to turn on, this wire has to turn off. So 2 things need to happen. This redstone torch needs to go off, and the comparator needs to go off, which happens when this runs out of swords, right? The problem is this activates on the number 8 to 9, and we want it to happen on 9 to 10. So we're at number 8 now, so next time we press it, it's not supposed to turn this on, but it does. Yeah. Because right away this sword goes out of the dropper here. We could probably get around that if we add in some delay here. So basically, it's only going to work if this comparator was on when we first press the button. So yeah, something like this. Add a repeater after the comparator. And I guess I don't know what I'm doing. And instead of sending this a button press, it has to be a very quick pulse in order to get away with this. Okay, so check this out. I got a monostable circuit set up here. So notice how quick this repeater turns on and off. It's like pew pew, on off, real quick. You'll notice though this redstone torch is not changing when we do that. And that is because redstone torches need a delay of at least 2 in order to activate. So now you'll see it switches. So that's the very minimum pulse we can send this and still have it functioning. So now we want this to turn the lamp on from 9 to 10, but not 8 to 9. So let's see what happens right now with the way we have it. All right, we're at 8 to 9 right now. It didn't switch on. That's good, possibly. 9 to 10, now we want it to turn on. And I guess it works first time here. I thought I would have to adjust this. Wait a second. Maybe it just works because I have the monostable. Let's get rid of that. Let's try this again. Maybe we don't need any more delay because the comparator has a little bit of delay itself. Okay. Okay. It's not turning on. Good. So now... No, it didn't turn on. Okay. Oh, yeah, so we don't even need a repeater there. This will work. We just have to send it a quick pulse. Cool. So that's one problem figured out. Now, how do we reset this quickly? Okay, so I thought of possibly 3 methods we could use to reset this quickly. Like, if we want to get the swords out of here into this dropper, there's no real way of doing that quickly using redstone. Like, there's 10 redstone updates per second if the game's running smoothly, so... Pulse on, pulse off, you can do that 5 times. 5 items per second can be moved. So the only other physical way of moving items is using minecarts, or is using hoppers, right? If you just use a hopper, though, you can only put 1 underneath here. You have to use minecart hoppers if you want to move it quickly. So you would have to set up 9 of these and then like push it underneath there when you want it to reset. It's not really what I would consider an ideal method, but it would work very well actually. So yeah, basically you drop that. When you want to reset it and get the swords out of there, you would then send a piston a pulse. That moves it under there. Those would go out of there super quick, like right away. And then if timing was really important, you would do the same above here to put them into this dropper again. So you'd need 18 minecarts in total if you want it super fast. Not very practical. Another method we could use is mirror this. So we have another set of droppers connected to the same display. And when we need this... Uh-oh. Thunderstorm. When we need this to reset, basically we switch over to this one that's already reset, and that way the display it updates instantly instead of having to wait. And the third method here, the one we're actually going to use here, because it's probably going to be a lot simpler than the other two and more compact, is not as ideal function-wise, because we're going to have to disable the display here for 2 seconds when it resets, but everything should still add up properly. So we're going to do the comparator method, like I said we shouldn't do originally. I realize it's going to work here because, like, let's say we send this exactly 9 pulses when we want it to reset. If we add 1 during that, it'll still work out properly. Like, there'll be 8 in here and 1 in this one. So it's going to count properly, but we don't want that weird display thing where it counts down after it resets. We don't want to be able to see that. So what we're going to do is while it's resetting, we're going to turn this to subtraction mode and give this a strong redstone signal. So that'll turn off the display and make it look like it's at 0. This will still function properly if it's in subtract mode. That doesn't change anything. So basically we're sacrificing the display for 2 seconds whenever we reset here. Awesome. So I spent some time here putting this together, guys, and it seems to be working. This is what it looks like over here, which I know looks like a lot, but really for what this is doing, this is not too bad. It's fairly compact. Could probably be improved a little bit more here if I spent some more time on it, but basically it seems to be working here. I'm still debugging it though and figuring out what the speed limit is. Like you can see, here's the problem with redstone torches, by the way. Like if I do this as quick as possible, the redstone torch is going to burn out. So whenever you build a redstone circuit with redstone torches in, you can't like go on a pulse, off a pulse. That's too fast for it. Even at a delay of 2, it'll still burn out. So yeah, the very quickest this could possibly run, because there's redstone torches in the circuitry, is at 3 here. At this speed, it won't burn out. And I'm not sure if it runs that fast. Let's just check it here. How do we check this? Let's see if we can count quick enough. I got this hooked up to a light, so maybe it'll make it clearer. Right now we're at 49, right? 4 plus 9. Let's count the pulses here, and I'll shut it off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we added 9, and now we're at 54. So no, that did not work properly. So it's running a little bit faster than it can handle. We can try slow it down here. We'll turn it on again. So we're at 50, or no, we're at, wait, what happened? We're at 64 now. I think that was too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we should be at 64 plus 12 is 76. Okay, so at 4 ticks, that seems to be the fastest we can run this right now, and that worked out pretty good. So that actually added properly. There is one issue. When it does the reset, you see how it turns off and then turns on there? So it's not super smooth. That's the 2-second delay that the display gets shut off that I was talking about. Also, when we go over here, it's not quite perfect either. You saw it went to 1 and then 0, so it's still showing the reset a little bit. Let's try to get rid of the display shut off. You just got to break the repeater here. Kind of curious what that looks like. And so it'll actually show the countdown now, I think. Yeah. And yeah, that might not look that bad actually. So maybe it's not a big deal. Aha. Anyways, so what we got going on here is this is running to a monostable circuit. This wire on the side here is not important really. This is the monostable circuit here. This little 2x3 thing we got. I use that instead of the pistons because it's quieter. Oh yeah, and then the redstone torch over here. So the actual input to this is right over here. It goes to that AND gate thing we set up before, to this torch. This turns on when we go from 9 to 10, and then runs up here, sends a pulse to this dropper, which adds 1 to the 10s, and it also goes off this way. This is just a pulse lengthener, this comparator thing we got here. I can show you an example of that right here. So when we send this a signal, it takes a while for it to bleed out. So it just creates a long pulse, kind of like a hopper clock. And that goes down to a comparator clock here, which sends exactly 9 pulses to the reset. And also, it sends a signal to this if we want to shut the display off during that. So yeah, anyways, if it wasn't clear already, you can take this, and we have 1s and 10s shown here, but you can go hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. You represent a really big number with this just by tiling it more and more times. I tried to build it in a way here that is tileable. I tried to keep it a low profile, so most of the redstone is only 2 blocks tall here. At the back it goes 3 blocks tall, but you know, you could move this up higher, or I got it forward to and up to each level here, but you can arrange it however you want. I tried to keep the redstone fairly loose to connect to that next level here. And if you really worked on this, I'm sure you could get it to work on subtraction as well. So not only addition, but subtraction, just by like doing what we did, but doing it in reverse as well. Yeah. Anyways, we did some building today, guys. We made an amazing square room that makes your eyes bleed. If you have ideas for that, let me know. This wasn't really a building episode. It was more of a redstone episode. We kind of worked out something that I think is cool here anyway. I like doing this kind of stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well, those of you that like redstone. And let's do the comment of the day. It says, "Hey Etho, this is a question about Wilson. You made it possible to make him overweight, but I don't think you ever mentioned how he can get in shape. Is there something you can do to make him more fit? I don't know if you already did something for this or not. If not, maybe you can make it so if he starves himself, he slowly loses weight. You are awesome." Yeah, with Wilson, the only way for him to lose weight, like right now, is for him to starve, which is not great because he also loses health if he's starving. So we need to add some way of exercising him in the future if we can, or some other mechanic to keep him from getting overweight, because that's what's killing him every time I run a test with him. He gets to the 5 bars of weight, and I can't really keep his health up then, because that deducts 2 points from his overall health gain, and then I can only afford to lose 2 more, and then he starts losing his health. Aha. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.